Yeah, caught you off guard on that one.
Yeah. I offered to send it, but I only like to give my phone number out to so many people. I don't want any random, like, what are you wearing?
Yeah. That would be weird. Oh, there we go. I can send the invite off now.
There you go.
See what Jahan's up to. Oh, I should run the intro, I guess. I don't know. That'd be
It's
fun.
your show. You do it. You do
Here we
what
go.
you
We'll do
want.
it anyway. This will give us 45 seconds.
Yes. And I'm following you right away because this was so much fun. You guys are awesome.
And begin. There we go.
Hello, everyone.
I still got to edit the beginning a little bit more, do a little bit more to it.
Yeah. I mean, I like the one you had going on for a long time. The second one you had.
It's still there.
Yeah.
I've been tinkering around, playing with the background stuff.
Guess who dropped a podcast episode Sunday?
Ooh.
Oh, just Lomi, Deepened Roots podcast.
Very nice.
And someone's intro song is on it.
Oh.
I wonder who's. Jacoby's. Jacoby. But yeah, it's called The Body Knows, the newest episode. And so want to put a banner up real quick, and while you're doing everything else, you can check it out on Deepened, not Deep End, but Deepened Roots.com / or under, the little podcast.
You changed it on me.
Yeah, deepenedroots.co / podcast.
Oh, so it's .co / podcast?
Uh-huh.
There we go. See, look at there. Quick update.
Yeah. Check it out, guys.
So what's that one about, though? I mean, you gave us the title, but what exactly is it about?
The Body Knows. So it's tapping onto the aspect of, it kind of gave insight of how like my coaching's evolved, because I stepped away from that a little bit, but more so, even though I've been back coaching for quite some time, my podcast episode, like I hadn't really published one since, for a long time. So just kind of an update for people who really, they were listening to my podcast episodes, but they weren't my clients. They like my episodes. And so just more of a clue into, really more of an emphasis. My coaching is more of an emphasis of, that feeling of, your body, paying attention to your body as you're paying attention to your thoughts, as these feelings come up. Sometimes when we get kind of emotional, we might just like suddenly just kind of feel like warm and flustered right here up top, or like kind of feeling like an outer body experience. Or maybe just like a lot of times when I first started out, I would get talking and people would say, breathe, Kara, breathe. Like, oh, I forgot to breathe, And so, like, just really paying attention to your body as you're wanting to make these changes to your life, to your thoughts, to, how you feel, like your feelings and the thoughts around them, and how, like, really paying attention to your body can really facilitate that healing faster than if we just talk about it. I mean, that's why a lot of times when it's like, oh my God, I was just freaking talking about this, but I'm so angry now. Like, I'm still so angry and I can't stop being angry, right? Paying attention to the body really helps bring focus into the why, and also that possible original memory being behind being angry, going back to the emotion code. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really proud of it.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll definitely have to check it out because understanding the body is huge. Yeah, listening to your body is huge.
I mean, all of us don't, like a lot of us just don't. We're just like, oh, whatever. I'm gonna suck it up. I'm getting a cramp while I'm running. That's fine. Keep running. I'll run it off.
I mean, could that be a metaphor for just pushing through problems when you're supposed to listen to other things?
100%. 100%. It perpetuates this, the incorrect meaning behind toughing it out. The toughest thing that we can do for ourselves is to actually lean in and listen to ourselves, because that means that we can't hide from our own bullshit. That's toughing it out, not hiding from your own bullshit. Oof.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I also have some spots for discovery calls this week too. So anyone interested in a discovery call, and my apologies, Henry is playing with Rita's cat toy right now, so you're hearing that. But anyone interested in the discovery call, just to chat one-on-one and to see if life coaching is the right fit for you. I have some spots, and you can book a call on my website, deepanerds.co. There you can't hide from the possibility of making a discovery call. So, but yeah.
Speaking
We're
of,
booking one.
So are you drinking coffee right now?
It's actually tea.
Well, it's still in the same, I guess, caffeinated drink, except for
herbal tea.
Yeah, it's a little different. But in a mindset of sitting down and drinking tea and talking, same thing of sitting down and having a coffee and talking. Did you see the game that I just was gonna show you?
No, I'm still focusing on like one contact here. What game? Coffee Talk? Is that the game from Epic?
No, this is on the Xbox Game Pass. It just came out. But this is right down your alley. This is the trailer for it, or the preview of it. Let me fix the audio because the audio is acting funky.
Yeah.
It's the way
we are perfect for each other.
But yeah, you just sit and listen to people talk and help them out. That's all.
Oh, that is adorable.
Serving them coffee, listening to them talk, listening to their problems, their day.
I mean, definitely like a bartender too. Oh my gosh.
Look at there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love latte art. I have to tell you, no, one time, okay, so it was a few months ago, I was at my favorite coffee shop, and one of the guys, I, uh, you know, I got a coffee and for once instead of to go, and I was like, what a lovely latte penis you just poured for me. And he got so embarrassed, but I'm like, no, that's a really good penis. Like, that's a strongly poured penis. Be strong with that latte penis, and like he felt better about it. But it was so funny. Like,
See, now I'm worried about you at times going to different coffee shops, getting getting your drinks poured in very fun shapes.
like it wasn't like he was like, let me draw a latte art of my penis. Like it was just a misstep. Like it happens. Sometimes the milk doesn't art the way you want it to.
I mean, normally, yeah. I mean,
I'm over you. I'm over you, Jacoby.
hey, I didn't get my coffee poured that way. So Epic actually has a cooking simulator as well. This is one that got released
Yes.
on
Oh, I
the
should have gotten that. I
Xbox.
just didn't. Oh, that's
Well, this is the one that's on Xbox or on the game, the Xbox Game Pass. Which,
okay.
as you see, you're cooking and doing, I mean,
Oh,
grilling,
that's
everything else.
adorbs. Is that tomato soup? Oh.
But the free one from Epic this week, before Thursday, is
Is it still on? Can we get it or no?
yeah, yeah. So they release them every Thursday. This
Oh,
one
for
will
a
last
week.
until yep. So this
Oh,
one will last a
really?
little bit longer. I haven't. I went and did the purchase because every Thursday I do that. Is do the purchase because it's free. So I have a library full of free games that they've released every Thursday, but
Yeah.
you don't have to download it and install it if you don't want to. So this is the one from this week from Epic, which is a similar one,
Oh, yeah.
but it feels more arcadish.
Yeah.
The other one feels like, hey, you're actually cooking some food. I mean, you're expecting an Uber driver to pull up and take it away or something.
Mm-hmm.
But this feels
Yeah.
more of an arcade style. It looks like you have some people
Mm-hmm.
that you have to deal with. Um, but yeah, that's the free game this week in Epic. And like I said, that's all I've done. I've done with these games. I've got 11
Oh, yeah.
pages of games.
Oh, wow. That's
I've
so
only installed
cool.
16.
I have to
But yeah,
do
that's all you
that.
do. You just, hey, it pops up. So next week, or I'm sorry, this week. Oh, they haven't shown it unless it's this.
Hmm.
Because I did download Rumbleverse, which it looks like it's more of a fighting style battle royale. I haven't played it
Okay.
yet. I mean,
Hmm.
because this is a new free game, um, jumping into the battle royale arena. The battle royale
Mm-hmm.
style games are basically your last man standing or last
Oh,
person standing.
yeah.
So you throw a whole bunch of people into a map or an area, and
Hmm.
they like Fortnite, go to town. And
Ah.
Fortnite was the big one that I guess pushed battle royale to the masses, even though it wasn't the first battle royale. But it became
Yeah,
popular.
but it looks cute because it looks like there are some cute aspects to it too.
Yeah, I mean Fortnite it's a decent game. I mean
Yeah.
I'm not great at it. Watching
Yeah.
some people play and they can build and do all this other stuff. Yeah, I can't do all that.
I have yet to download that too. Raheem's like, download it, play with us on Fridays. I'm like, yeah. And I downloaded it just as fast as I have with that cooking game you told me to download.
So the cooking game, as long as you put it in your library, you're good. You don't have
But
ever
there's
have to
that.
download it.
Okay.
But the thing is that this Thursday it'll disappear from being free, and then you have to pay for it if you want it. Fortnite and Rumbleverse, these are all free games.
I like that there's different bodies.
Yep. But yeah, as you see, it looks, well, for those who've seen Fortnite, the whole setup here is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have been playing a mobile game.
Which one?
It's a puzzle game. It's like a number puzzle game. It's called 2448, I think, or something like that. 224, I don't know. Anyways, it's numbers, and you find blocks that are the same. So let's say two. You have two twos side by side, or in front of each other, behind each other, side, diagonal. You push your little finger and then like those two connect. And then if there's like a 4 next to that other 2, then you can connect there. And, so it's like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 245. And then it goes all the way up to, well, I got it to go up to.
If I remember, the game is called 2048, I think it is.
No, it's like, is it? I thought there was like 2 4s in there. But yeah, I think I got it up to 100 and something K. I don't know, but it's fun.
Yeah, 2048, I used to play that game a lot. Because I like the math games. So like when I went to, and I wish, hey.
Yeah, 2248.
22.
Yeah, that's what it is. 2248.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it?
It was 2048.
I think they did 2248 because the 2 numbers, as long as you have the 2 same numbers, and then you can just go up afterwards. Like the 4 doesn't need to have 2 4s. You can just like,
Yeah. But I used to play that game all the time. I love my little math games. I'm a big nerd, so.
Yes, it's addicting. Like before you know it, 2 hours fly by and you're like, fuck. I need to brush my teeth.
Hey, there's Mark. Mark said we were going to have some people.
Mark, where are these people? Where's Mark? Oh, hey, Pumpkin with your mask.
Yeah, Mark. I don't know what Mark's doing. Hey, what I found.
Did he get a haircut too?
Oh, Mark disappeared. Oh, I guess.
Yeah, he totally did. He has the sweetest eyes. Like he has the kindest eyes. This little mask. Like, oh.
I have no idea what I'm doing. But it's like, it really is. It feels like.
It looks like Fortnite.
Yep. I mean, you got your pickups that you got to get.
Is he drinking water or gasoline?
I think he's drinking. I did not mean to push that button. I have no idea. I didn't read. What do you?
It looked like a gasoline container.
Whoa! The guy tackled me from behind. That's no fair. What you doing, dog?
Bastards.
He was hitting me, so I got to hit him back.
Yeah.
I don't know where the other guy went. Oh, he's over there. There we go. We want the crusher.
Herbs powder.
Whoa, that guy tried to hit me.
Are those elbow pads or are those your elbows?
I think they're just elbow pads, I guess. Whoa, did I knock him out? Oh, what are you doing? He hit me. No fair.
Oh, wow.
How do you get on your feet? Oh, that's how you get on your feet.
They look like little swimmies. So I went to MMA today, and that
Okay.
was fun. And one of the people there brought his daughter, which is like completely kid dog friendly place, and she's sick. She's like a small little one. She's so cute, and she tried to go home with me.
Really?
Like I was leaving, I was like, no, we gotta go back. And then I left again, and she like followed me again, but further down the alley. I'm like, no, you're 6 years old. You do not need, well, not even 6. She's 5 still. I'm like, you do not need to be going down alleys. So but yeah, she wanted to meet Henry and Rita. So I was like, I just want to let you know your kid's trying to come home with me. So that, and I told her earlier that I was going to kidnap her, and she said no, and I said, but I have snacks. So
Come here, kid. We have snacks.
I know, right? Like, no, I'm trying to train you to not get kidnapped, okay? Hey, John.
What's
How are
up,
you?
Kara?
Oh,
Where's that?
nothing.
Knockout City?
No, this is Rumbleverse.
Yes.
Rumbleverse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Epic is a new
that's what it is.
game.
Rumbleverse. Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, I guess. All it is Fortnite without the guns.
Yeah. Physical attacking. It's a smart game. It's all right.
Look
I mean,
at it.
yeah.
He's
I
all
don't see it
beat up
lasting.
now.
I don't see this lasting forever though, like Fortnite.
Yeah. Anyways, what's happening?
Not too much. What about yourself? How you been? How was
your trip?
Trip was amazing. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself out there. So yeah, it was dope. So I'm like, I was pretty much fighting myself this whole past week because I was jet lagged. My body was like, you need some sleep. So I was just resting. So now I'm feeling good. You know, I'm ready to. I was actually, funny enough, I was supposed to go back out there today. I was actually supposed to go back out to Las Vegas. The conference made a mistake. I think they overbooked a lot of event organizers. So I ended up getting on the chopping block. So I was just I'm kind of very upset right now. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm so upset right now because I really wanted to go back out there and like really try to do some business with some event organizers and stuff like that. Because like next year again, it's going to be the biggest year for gaming. And right now they're just trying to figure things out. So as much conferences I can attend to would be really great. But I got something to look forward to in October. There's a conference called Teams. It's mainly focusing on like Olympics, but they also allow some of the gaming event organizers to go to as well, either way. So this really kind of like really entice them for their other program. So since I have a good relationship with the company, they allow me to actually go to this event. So, and this is more of their higher end event. So like again, it's dealing with the Olympic committees and stuff like that. So like people who are looking for training grounds in different cities and states, they do business with the tourism boards to have like a housing block with one of the hotels, and then and trying to find facilities within the areas. So this is the negotiating phase of getting the Olympics to come out and plan for the next 2 to 4 years.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That is.
Yeah. But the good thing is I still have access to the tourism boards who are going to be there. So it's like I can still talk and do business with them and chat about like trying to do some stuff for like, gaming related events and stuff like that. So, things are really coming along, and I'm kind of happy about that. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
So that
cool.
I might have some good news coming up soon. So hopefully that works out. I might get an opportunity to work with MSI.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So like I'm trying to really get into that, and hopefully that works out. Just right now MSI, they're trying to get into gaming, especially with the fighting game stuff. So they rented out they rented out suites at Las Vegas. So
Really?
A lot of people, they invited people to the suites, and then you was able to kind of like test playing fighting games on PC. So, they try to make that transition from console to PC. So MSI is trying to be in the forefront of doing that.
This one is getting a lot of buzz right now. And
yeah, I know.
The only one,
and I know the
pushing.
people behind it. That's the funny thing. I know the exact people who are behind this, but it's so weird because it's a Warner Brothers game, right? And I know they got a lot of money behind this. My main thing is like when I talk with them, they always make it seem as if there's no money, and it bothers me a lot. So sometimes I don't know. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but then it's like sometimes for me it don't make sense, right? We're talking about a game that's being produced, by Warner Brothers, right? Warner Brothers got money, right? I mean, look at the intellectual property that they have on this game, right? That is money, right? You can't tell me after they just did this event in Evo, because I think they put up like what 25, 50 grand, for Evo.
So right now they need to bank on this, because you saw that Warner Brothers cut 70% of their staff.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is hurting right now. And that's why. So when you see all the DC comic stuff getting canceled, that's all with Warner Brothers. So, I mean, they're hurting. I mean, they cut back on so much stuff. I'm mad that they're cutting back on some stuff on HBO because Warner Brothers owns HBO Max too. That's in that whole thing.
Oh, so that was the reason when they cut
the that's why they're merging.
Yes, they're merging a lot of stuff. That the Discovery and HBO Max stuff. Yeah, that's all up under Warner Brothers.
I didn't know that.
Let me make sure, because yes, I know HBO Max and Discovery are all one entity now, which sucks because I don't watch the Discovery Plus stuff. I watch HBO Max. That's my show. I mean, it's got all my good shows on there. But yeah, Warner Brothers and WB. Yeah, that's I mean, they have a ton of intellectual properties, yes, but they're hurting for money.
I haven't checked yet, but wasn't HBO like back in the day responsible for Keeper of the Crypt? You remember that?
I remember Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt. That's what it was. Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I was like, Keeper of the Crypt?
Yeah, well, it was a long time ago, the 90s.
Love Tales from the Crypt. But yeah,
is it on HBO Max? Because if so, I'm going to be watching that.
It might still be there. But yeah, it said Warner Brothers Discovery cut nearly 1,000, looking to cut up to 30% or nearly 1,000 jobs in their global advertising sales team. I mean, they're supposed to find, I think they said $3 billion. That's why they're cutting so much staff. But yeah, going back to this, I mean, I'm hoping this stays because this game is gold right now. Actually,
Yeah.
John, have you been playing it?
Still haven't touched the game because dude, I've been like doing so much administrative stuff.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
you'd be surprised, man. I never really had time to play it. And even if I wanted to play it, some places don't have it. That's another thing too. So, the only time I really play games is on Wednesdays because they have like a weekly at this arcade event space or whatever. That's the only time I really play any games. But I never had time to play it at Evo because I was doing Lead TO. They had us doing other work besides that, like setting up consoles and tables, and that was like 600,000 square foot or something. I don't know in what range. It's huge. I mean, yeah. Let me tell you something. It was huge. I mean, this is in Mandalay Bay Convention Center, and
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It was like, I don't know how to tell you. It was like 150,000 square foot. Like, I mean, we're talking about walking from one side of the room. It was a long walk. It would take like 2 minutes. I would say like it would take like 3 minutes just to get from one side of the other room. That's how long it was.
I mean,
So
it
was huge.
That's big time.
Yeah, but I mean, the only issue is there's only 5,000 people there.
Wow.
It was like roughly. I would say roughly around 7,500 because they probably got like late registrants and tickets, whatever. So I would estimate to 7,500, but 7,500 doesn't really cover the whole convention. I mean, we talk about a whole bunch of open space to walk and do anything. There wasn't that many vendors there. I mean, it was tons of vendors, but not enough vendors to really cover the space that they had.
So
it was huge.
Did you ever hear what the figures were in terms of the stream? Because they were putting out there. Well, in terms of people watching.
You talk about revenue from what they got from streams?
Well, how many viewers they had, going?
To my understanding, they had not even sure. I think it was in the 100,000s. I would say 75 to 100,000 maybe.
Yeah,
for Sunday finals. For Sunday finals, I would say roughly around 75 to 100,000 because a lot of people obviously wanted to know what was the new games that's coming out right now, so they don't have no clue. They did a really poor, not Evo. I'm not blaming Evo. I just feel like the publisher did a poor job in announcing any of their new seasons or any new characters or whatever new games that they got coming. Like they really left like an aftertaste because it was like nothing, like literally nothing to go with it.
Did they show Street Fighter or anything like that?
They showed the 2 new characters and that was about it, but they didn't give a release date, which I was really looking for. I didn't really care about anything else. My main concern was just the release date because the release date will help people plan ahead for next year because next year is going to be a complete nightmare. You're going to have 10 million people trying to orchestrate an event around Street Fighter 6 because that is the main title game. That is the game that put butts in seats, especially for the first season. So, for the first season, usually you'll get like 1,000 people coming out because they want to know who's going to be the best starting out right away. And this is like, this game is a career game, like people rely on these type of resources, you know what I'm saying? So it's funny how crazy it is, but that's the honest truth. They need to know when the game comes out. They need to know who they need to get on board to be a part of the new teams, because there's a lot of new teams coming out, like esports teams, a lot of players who are free agents, so it's a lot that goes into this, to have an understanding of how this market works when it comes to fighting games in general.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's why I'm hoping. I mean, this is one of the new games, of course, but I just hope that this is one of those games that sticks around.
I mean, it's doing fine, but I mean, it's just all about the money at the end of the day. Because you got to understand too, when it comes to party games, the games that I've seen that has been extremely highly successful is Brawlhalla. Brawlhalla, I
Well,
think, has done a good job in general with their marketing and promotional stuff, and also having Ubisoft. I think it's their publisher or and yeah, or their publisher, I believe, and they're putting out like really good amounts of money, and then also the content as well. You know, the IP. You know, you got wrestlers in there. You got Undertaker. You got John Cena. I think you got Xavier Woods. They got a whole range like Halo characters. Like it's a whole range of characters on there that kind of rivals that any other party game right now. Honestly, in a sense, even though like Brawlhalla is just like straight to the point. Like I don't think people have unique moves in a sense. But
well, it
yeah.
does.
Oh, they have unique moves, yeah. Because I don't play it as much, like sadly enough. But I do know about like just the business side of things. You know, I understand that. That's why I try to have understand like how they go about even wanting to do a party game when there's like 10 million of them. You got Brawlhalla, you got Smash, you got Multiverses, you got what's the other one? What's the other one? Jatovi.
I know which one you're talking about. Actually, jumping into the mix is going to be the League of Legends stuff.
Oh, League of Legends definitely going to change the game too, without a doubt.
Well, guys, I'm gonna go. Actually,
you gotta go.
I told you 30 minutes. I told you, and we're at 37. So, but it's so good to see both of you. And until next week. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you, Kara. I'm getting beat up now. See, this is a fun game. I like this. I really like this. It's just silly. And Shaggy's my man. I'm trying to learn him. Look at that. Got him with the uppercut. I'm telling you. Oh, by the way, Glitterwalk, how's it going? Got to get you back on. You're awesome. Love you to death. But yeah, I was curious how this tournament showed when they announced it at Evo.
I'm sorry, what was that?
At Evo, when this one, because this was supposed to be one of the side games, because I read that this was one of the games that was just going to be posted up at Evo as well. So
no, they did. They hosted. That's what I'm saying. They hosted a $50,000 tournament.
No, but I mean, how did it show? I mean, in terms of individuals playing it.
It had a rather good turnout.
Okay.
You know, it had a good turnout for because it was a team game. So they had a whole bunch of good people, good players, you know, that entered. So yeah, I mean, they had a section. It was really nice. They had like a booth area, and then they did the finals on the stage. And I think they did a good job, honestly. I just think that it could have been handled a certain way, but you know, I mean, these people know what they're doing. So, you know, you when you look at it, you're like, okay, they could have done better, but there might be reasons to why they couldn't do it better, you know, or they did what they had to, you know. You won't know unless you was a part of that meeting and conversation to understand the process of how they went about doing things, you know.
Yeah.
But I think, for what it is worth, I think it went all right. You know.
So what other games or what new games did they show at all?
So there's the only one game that there's a couple other fighting games that's in the works, but that's not like mainstream. They're more like independent. So it's funny enough, there's a lot of more independent games coming out than there are new. I mean, like, you know, like the main like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, because people was expecting Mortal Kombat to get announced, or anything like, or an Injustice, nothing got announced. So that was a disappointment. And then let's see, the only game that really I felt like may have got announced was like Fatal Fury Garo. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That was like the kind of like the Third Strike It was kind of like the Fatal Fury's Third Strike, you know, pretty much with a new generation of fighters. They're coming out with a second one, so I know a lot of people are excited for that. So we're trying to see how that's going to turn out. Kind of weird they're doing this now, but yeah, there wasn't really no rumors. There was people talking about that they saw some sprite work for a second one, but they never worked on it. And then now they're finally working on the project in itself.
Gotcha.
And then they show Tekken whatever, because we don't even know whether if it's a Tekken tag or Tekken 8. They just showed Kazuya. They just showed a Tekken 1 Kazuya throwing Tekken 1 Hitachi off the cliff, and then they just went out to this next gen graphics of Kazuya just standing there with the red eye, and it just said get ready, and he was like, that's it. So we don't know if it's Tekken 8 or right now everyone's just making speculations on what it is. So hopefully it's something good. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't really hear any other games being really announced to something that people are going to be looking forward to. That's about it.
I lost that cheap.
You lost something? How dare you lose something? And all along those lines, that's just wrong.
So Mark,
not much. How you doing? You were in the lovely Vegas area, and I found out there was another group that was down in Vegas as well. So y'all all having a good time, and I wasn't. How dare y'all? Because you were down there for the, guess one of the gaming events and everything. And then I got friends that are journalists that were down there for the National Association of Black Journalists.
Yes.
National Association of Hispanic Journalists. So they were there at the same time.
Yeah. I was actually on a plane with someone who was actually going to that.
From New York?
Yes.
Cool.
It was it was a bunch of people on the plane. I think one gentleman said he was with Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he said he was working with Spotify, so he was going out over there to check it out. I was like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So was that your first time? I'm sure it wasn't, but what was your impression of Vegas as COVID?
It's different now. I mean, before when I knew, it was definitely. It's a whole lot different because of COVID, a lot of the stores are not there anymore. So, yeah, this is very interesting, I liked it this year because I think Mandalay Bay stepped up on their service. They made it easier to kind of check in, because before they used to be a nightmare to check in. You can start checking in on your phone, which is great. So you take your phone, they got a kiosk. And then you scan a QR code, and then it loads up on the tablet,
right? And
then you can manually create your own room keys. You didn't have to be on the line to get the room keys, so they have a system where it's just probably the best thing I've ever seen. So I was very happy about that, because I was worried about having to wait, and it's so funny because all of us who are the lead TOs at Evo, they told us to go to the VIP check-in, and so I'm just like, okay, cool. So when I looked in the VIP check-in, it was busy, so I was just like, do I really have to wait? So I just went on the line, got my own cards. That was quicker than trying to be in the VIP, which is very weird, but it was much quicker than that. So
wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was dope. And then the hotel stay was great. I don't know if you follow me on social media, but I always take pictures of every room that I ever attend to. So people kind of get to see what the rooms look like and stuff like that. If they ever decide to come out, they know which hotels have great rooms and stuff, and the type of service they provide. I like to give insights on that. I need to actually start writing, not writing, but start doing my own blogs. I noticed that after this past week, I need to start doing content creation, because I start to realize the amount of work that I put in, people don't really care about it as long as I have a following. So it's kind of sad that we have come to this point where the amount of work that I put in for the amount of years, nearly a decade, and it doesn't rival against someone who has like a huge following or like content creation, and it's weird like that. Like I would go to publishers and tell them that, hey, I am the game lead for your game. Like I am a representative of your game, helping promote, overseeing the game itself at this large event.
Right.
I'm overseeing 1,200 people, and they look at me like as if that's nothing. So, and then when I walk off, and then or I'm walking around and I come back to the same area, I see them having great conversations with content creators that don't really do work.
Wow.
Instead of just promoting their games on their like YouTube channels or whatever. And I'm just like, really? This is how we this is how we look at people who actually do work. Like it's kind of discouraging. It really is.
Yeah, I can see why that would be discouraging. I guess they're looking for the ones that've got what they consider a vast amount of eyeballs and all of that, or kind of luring people in whatever ways they might be luring folks in, but not actually giving them true content that they need, whether it's in the gaming or any other content space.
Yeah, and some of them, they're not really, they're just doing it for the show of it. They don't really have a love for it. You know what I mean? Like, they just take advantage because of the numbers that they have on their following list, and it sucks. Really sucks.
Yeah.
So I finally have gotten to a point where I had no choice but to do content creation. So, looking to get some funding to get my own camera and all this other stuff. Actually put all my ideas that I had in the past, really putting it to work, So since I'm in New York City, I think it's a great hub to do any type of video content. But I definitely have some ideas that I want to do. I actually want to do a gaming tournament in the subway.
In the subway itself?
Yes.
That would be dope.
I want to do it in Union Square inside the subway and do a tournament right there and have people just come in like, what is it? Because it's going to be like rush hour. People will be running around. They're going to be like, what is going on? And people will stop to watch. Trust me. People will stop to watch. We're getting like a nice big screen TV. We're going to get like an 80-inch, because, people don't know. You could buy it. You go buy a TV and then return it. Just like how the people do it for Super Bowl.
Right.
They go buy 80-inch TV and then you just return it. You don't have to keep it.
Yeah, that's really true. You definitely got to keep it and everything. I was watching the episode of about doing that kind of out in the public kind of thing. I was watching an episode of, I think it was Law and Order. I don't think it was Criminal Intent or Criminal Minds. I think it was Law and Order, and that's actually was the theme, was that there was a big brawl and everything because they were actually literally doing some of those fist fights in like Central Park or something like that, and it was like,
oh wow,
the whole storyline was around something that happened at that fight. But yeah, I do know that in street fights that have taken place, even in animal fights as well, even here in the Carolinas. But yeah, it was a fascinating storyline that they were having. I was going like, I could see that happening. But I wonder if there's ever going, hey, Jacoby, you think we'll ever get to the point where we'll see, or maybe even you might have some thoughts about this, video games that are actually like stations in the mass transit, whether that's in the bus or the subway or a train or something like that. So, and if so, when will we see that? Because I could definitely see myself playing like an arcade game in a on a bus ride, like the bus ride that I just took to get back home. An arcade ride on that ride.
I mean, as long as they figure a way to make it cost effective, it'll be there.
Okay. So I don't need to be surprised if I see a arcade on my bus one of these days sometime soon.
No, I mean, you see in the gas stations, you already have the what are they? The what are those machines? The gambling machines?
Yeah, the crypto machines and some of those kind of machines. Yeah, that is true. I guess I could be next on the buses as well. But I like this idea you got of a subway tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to do something that's interesting, I think that a lot of people would get a kick out of it. And the reason why I'm going to be doing it is because I'm helping promote my friend's tournament here in New York City. He's doing a tournament in October. So I think that would be a really great promotional ad to kind of like, get people enticed to want to come out to the tournament. So this way, definitely get some attention from that without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be a really great promotion to do something, especially in the subway. For just one day, we start in the morning time and then tell people to come in, sign up for a tournament. We'll give out like free passes to the tournament. You know, if they, we'll do like 16 max brackets, and we'll just do like a single elimination tournament, and then people just play, and then whoever wins, they get free entry to the tournament in October. And we're gonna just keep doing that throughout the rest of the day, and then that's that.
Well, but I knew there was a time, and I don't know if it's still popular, when street musicians and even street actors used to be popular in the subways of New York. But I'm guessing after or during this pandemic time that has slowed down. Or have you seen a lot of street musicians and street actors kind of like doing plays and or rock and or jazz or blues in those subways?
Yeah.
Because I know there was a time that was real popular. I was just saying, do you still see them out there?
So I think in I would say Grand Central.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Central, they have like a Pacific spot for you can I guess you have to apply for it. I have to actually do my homework on this because obviously if I'm going to do this tournament, I need to know exactly what I need to do. But I know for sure that they have like Pacific spots in different stations that you can be able to perform and like make it like a concert to where people know like the time and date that you're doing it, and then they provide the space. I don't know if you have to pay for it, but I know that it's available in that set.
Because Toby, I'm thinking that he's probably talking about, like, I think the term is busting. That a lot of the cities have busking licenses and things along those lines where you have to have. Because I think even here in the Carolinas, we've got that where you can do a street performance, but you got to have that license in order to do it, and maybe even put your hat out in order to collect money. And I think I'm saying the word right, like busking or something along those lines.
I mean, the street performers are there. I guess we get street preachers and everything else. So yeah, street performers are. Where they go?
It's still out there. That is cool.
Getting beat up, Mark.
So you getting beat up. By the way, speaking of getting beat up, are that's on my team is I think a game and a half back, and I didn't see if they won or lost to the Dodgers today. But are the Bulls still in first place, or how are we doing in the baseball space and all of that?
Well, I have to see what happened tonight. I don't know. I got to check that. Goodness gracious, Batman sucks. Killing me.
But when they closed out the home series, did they close out Sunday? Were they in the top of the league or in the second place, or where were they at roughly?
Well, they were in first at the end of the homestand, which is
okay.
Good.
Cool. Why are you letting these people beat you up?
Yeah, I'm getting beat up by Batman right now.
I see that you're getting beat up by Batman. And Batman's the weaker of the superheroes. I mean, Batman was more of an intellectual superhero.
He is. He still got gadgets, though.
He does have gadgets. Those gadgets can't get you in trouble.
Mm-hmm. That's what's happening.
Did Lewis make it by? Because I did know that he said he had to be up at 4:30 in the morning. So I'm guessing, like many people in the arts, that he's got a job in a store or a restaurant or something like that, even though he is not a young fella either. But I'm guessing that he's probably working like for a like one of those box stores, like a Target or something like that. And that's just me guessing, just what he said he had to be up at 4:30 in the morning.
I haven't seen metahuman activity like that in a long time.
So if the angry geek came by, he was going to come by early. Hopefully he'll come.
No, I didn't hear him. Oh,
Like I said, if he doesn't make it today, hopefully I'll stay on this case. And one of these days he'll pop in because he is an avid comic book collector.
really?
That's what the whole show is about, because they are now on the network. They air Fridays at 7. At least that's the scheduled time and all of that. But it's all about cosplay and comic books and that whole space. And they've even had some people that have created the comic books. As a matter of fact, they had a guy on that sounded like he was pretty well known because he had done some of the work with the Heathcliff comics and with the Transformers and a couple of those other type of comic books. I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. I should have it in my email. So I'll tell you the name and you'll probably know him because that was actually a re-air of something that they had did before joining Pod TV and all of that.
Oh,
The
gotta have it.
person, and you'll probably be like, "Oh, I know his work." He was apparently quite popular in that space and everything. And you email and see the gentleman's name.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like I said, I'm. Mark, I gotta get him.
Buzz Dixon, that was the guy that they had the interview with, and like I said, he had done work with Alvin and the Chipmunks as well as the Transformers and some of those other very popular comic books back in the day. That was the gentleman's name. I don't know if y'all are familiar with somebody named Buzz Dixon in the comic book space.
I mean, I hadn't talked to him personally, so I mean, you know, I don't do well.
You heard the name.
Oof. I forgot it came back.
Came back.
Lunchtime. Like order up.
So Jahan, yeah, see that. Jahan, what's the next trip?
It was supposed to go back to Vegas, but I don't know. It was kind of weird because somebody dropped the ball on making sure that I got signed up, and you know they were telling me that they overbooked. So I'm kind of upset about that. I really wanted to go back because I actually just wanted to go there for business wise. You know, I'm not like going crazy over Vegas, but I just wanted to go back there for business. You know, I'm just trying to stay on top of things, and I just don't want to miss out on opportunities. So I'm kind of frustrated about that. So I'm just hoping that the people that I do business with that are there, which is great that they're there, but you know, I want to make sure that they do what is needed to make sure that we get like contacts and leads. You know, for me, I'm like always pursuing leads and stuff. So I mean, just hopefully that they're as diligent as I am. That's my thing. So
Choose your character.
I mean,
Like man.
I'm just, you know, once you get all the leads, man, I'm telling you, if this thing opens up soon, well, it won't be till next year, but
yeah, I mean, let me know. Like I said, I'm here, man. I'm waiting. You know, everything right now is a waiting game. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, like I mean, there's so much things I could do right now, but still at the same time, like, you know, there's so much things that's like on hold. You know, things get canceled, things get pushed back. You know, it's been very frustrating for the like past 2 years, but I mean, I understand, you know, so I just don't really, you know, get crazy about it, but you know, it's just how it is. But I do know that next year will be a big year for everything. So it's just like trying to figure out what works, what makes sense, you know, and that's the way I want to go, you know.
Like you're the first all-powerful being I've ever
I actually ran to a gentleman who's a probation officer is looking they're currently looking for another way for some of the youth to have a new outlet. And I said gaming is the hottest ticket right now. You know, I guarantee you 80 to 90% of your, you know, the kids that's in your probation training areas or whatever, they definitely are playing video games.
Oh, no doubt.
And he said, "Yep, they are." And I said, "Well, this could be an out for them to where what they can do is they could take the kids to the tournaments and get them to experience, you know, what it is like to be an actual player, you know, a pro player." And I think that would be a wonderful experience for them, you know. I think what it is too is like if they had the opportunity to kind of like travel and get to see the world outside of what they're normally used to, because you know most times any kids, they're, you know, probably from the neighborhood, you know, cause problems, issues and stuff like that, and they don't really go out as much, you know, because they probably never had the opportunity to kind of like explore, you know. So being able to probably take these kids on trips and stuff like that and get them to see the world outside of their own realm, it's a different view of life, you know. And they actually would have appreciation for it, because it would be weird for someone to be really not take that in, like, wow, okay, I'm actually getting the opportunity to travel out my city and check other places and see how they are. I just think that's just a great experience for them.
And more tutors are using that whole aspect of video games in order to connect with the kids. Because I remember even before the pandemic, my brother has done a lot of work with quote unquote at risk youth, even though he and I are not necessarily the biggest fans of that term and everything. But that being said, I know that a lot of times he would be using video games as a way to bond with them. I mean, there have been some that went still off the deep end, and even after they played video games together. I remember one told me about where literally the kid had gotten into a deep criminal aspect, and I can't remember whether it was assault or murder or what it was, or maybe a heavy burglary, but whatever it was definitely one of the harder crimes. And Malik that's my brother, had been playing video games with him, I think, either the day he did the attack or the day before, or sometime around that time. But I do know that not just my brother, but others that are in that space, whether they're tutoring or whether they have programs that are helping youth that are in that space, that video game is a lot of times what the bonding tool is.
So, I did create that program for the police department here. I mean, it was going for a little while, but then there's a lot of changeover that's happening at the police department. So right now we're working on that, but also the Durham Fire Department is supposed to be picking it up.
Oh,
wow. Because, I mean, it's a great outreach tool.
And that's what I'm saying. It's an outreach tool. Exactly. Yeah. I still have that interview somewhere with that. There was a young lady and a young gentleman that we did. Was that last year? Did we talk to them?
Yeah. It was Officer Butler and Officer Gaddy.
Yep.
Gaddy's retired. Butler just moved into a new position.
Okay. Still similar kind of work?
Well,
for
Butler is now in recruiting.
Okay.
Gaddy retired, but then actually started back up. He's working now at NCCU.
Okay. With their security force.
With their police department, yeah.
But it's the on-campus police department, right?
Yep.
Okay. This is going to sound like a really crazy question, but I ask interesting questions. How much authority do those police have? Because I've always wondered that, how much actual police authority they have on those campuses, whether it's Central or Duke or UNC or, as you just said, State.
Well, Gaddy's at NCCU, not State. But yeah, I mean, they have the same authority. I mean, they're police. They're the police.
They are the police for the campus. Because sometimes they are almost treated as if they're our campus security, which would be like being the building security, which isn't quite the same as being police. So you are saying that they do have, what you understand, the same rules and regulations as a regular police officer.
Yep.
Right. I did not realize that. But you went in. Oh, that's what I meant to ask you. When I was on the bus, you and Kara were playing a game that had flying people. What was that game? Because that looked quite interesting.
Flying people?
The person looked like they were flying. It was a game you all were playing at around the 9 o'clock hour.
When?
No, today. Earlier today. When I popped in at around 9:15.
Oh, yeah, the Battle Versus.
Battle Versus is what
I'm sorry, Rumbleverse.
Rumbleverse.
I pushed the wrong button.
Match point. Blue team.
Okay, I'm feeling all like inspired.
Hey, Jahan, have you been experimenting at all with the metaverse? Because we have a metaverse show, and she did pop in on one of these episodes. And I know she was doing a think tank today, so I was not surprised that she did not make it today and everything. But, like a business think tank, like a business mastermind think tank where different business executives get together and all of that. But I just wondered if Jahan had experimented at all in the gaming space with the metaverse.
No, not really. Truth be told, I never really see any. I don't really see. Not saying I don't see any value in it. I just feel like it's different. I would say it would be different for other places. Because, for instance, like New York is such a social experience. I would say most people will be either offline than online. Honestly,
Right.
so it would be very rare. Like you have to be like a complete introvert to like really, not. Yeah, you have to be. If you're an introvert, you're most likely will be on the metaverse. Just in general. But people who like enjoy going out, bars. I mean, the nightlife here is great. Problem is the gaming nightlife is not there. So I will assume that if any at some point at some time it is provided, I think that it could be a huge boom in that. It's just very expensive to have a space here. It's very difficult. So yeah, I would say definitely the metaverse would definitely become a thing. If someone is not able to come along and provide something, I believe so.
It's huge. I mean, all you need is the Oculus, and it's going up in price. Or you just need any VR thing.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's again, people have gotten to a point where they just stay home because either they don't have the funds like that. Because I mean, rent is ridiculous. So to go out is expensive. So to spend whatever $100 on an Oculus to be able to go onto a program that may be free or whatever, it's a better look right at this point right now. So I do feel like there will be an increase in it until somebody will come along and provide like an offline type of option that where people are like, okay, I can come out and definitely enjoy this. I'm not going to spend X amount of money, like crazy amount of money to do it. It varies. I feel like it varies, especially for people too who are like uncomfortable going out. I mean, COVID is still actively happening, and people just trying to find alternative ways to stay social, stay sane. Like again, that's the reason why video games was such a huge success during COVID, because everyone was just playing games at home. So that's where at that time you see a huge surge in the multiverse. Obviously, is during that time. But again, now events are happening like conventions and stuff like that. You're not gonna have that many people on the metaverse like that. I think the metaverse was definitely a big thing during COVID, but now I think people will want more offline more than ever. I mean, you looked at if you've seen like the pictures of like on San Diego Comic-Con, it was flooded. Wow. I mean, flooded with people there. Like it was ridiculous. So and again, with the rise of conventions coming back, offline events, people are most likely want to come back. Would like to come back outside rather than stay indoors.
Yep, I agree. Who knows? I might actually make it to a Panthers game this year. I think the last time I went was 3 years ago. So maybe I'll try to make it to one of those games this year, since that's one of the closest.
You mean the conference? You said
to the Panthers, Panthers football game.
Okay.
No, I was hoping to make it to the theater festival conference. I've got a couple of friends that have been to conferences like that, NABJ, NAHJ, that I did not make it to. But we don't all have the kind of like great money that Jacoby has, that he can just like write that blank check because they just go send him there because he's just that kind of man and everything. Because he's got
I can write a blank check. You just won't get anything. I mean, you might as well use that as a notepad.
They won't get me anywhere at all.
Nope, not anywhere at all.
You know that you are personal friends with the people that own Capital Broadcasting, and they will send you anywhere you want to go. Don't try to fool me.
You crazy. You crazy.
That's right.
Get ready for a speeding ticket.
Not the speeding ticket.
Ooh, I didn't mean to go into that. No, get away, get away.
Gotta get away.
No.
I'm done. Interesting article. You get a kick out of the title of this article. There's something called Screen Rant, and they have an article called 18 Worst Video Game Remakes Nobody Asked For.
I mean, you still got the worst video game in the world in E.T.
E.T.?
Yep. Worst video game ever made.
So it says that there's nothing inherently wrong with remakes and remasters of video games. They often offer new players chances to experience some of the things that go on with the video game that they might have missed out on. And this is especially common practice among games that came out before the HD era, bringing standard def games up to modern HD standards. Here are some of the games that they listed as horrible, and we'll see if y'all agree or not. First, I got to add to the continue reading, because you said apparently there's some game called Final Fantasy Type O HD.
Yeah.
They said that was not a great game. Something called Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah.
The Tale of Symphonia Chronicles: Dawn of the New World. They're not big fans of Deadpool. And they said that Legends of K Anniversary wasn't a terrible game, but it came out on PS2, which was home to some of the worst non-Nintendo performers of all time, according to these folks. And they also said the Crysis Remastered was not that great of a game. Oh, this just sounds wrong by the titles. Prototype Biohazard Bundle.
I remember Prototype.
And this one sounds almost as bad. Voodoo Vent Remastered.
Guns are armed, so you'll get harmed.
What the heck is a Voodoo Vent? I'm just loving it.
Evidently, Vince that does voodoo.
I would guess so. And then there's something called Cell Damage HD. Says cell shaded graphics were all the rage in the early 2000s, first made famous by Sega's Jet Grind radio for Dreamcast. It's a clever visual trick that highlights characters and objects through clever uses of dark outlines to mimic a hand-drawn cartoon. And the style allows developers to get away with fewer polygons and simpler textures. So apparently it was something that was used for a good reason, and then you got totally misspaced. Hey, this also sounds like two bad names for video games. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Well, nice try.
Okay.
It's not nice enough.
I'm just thinking that sounds bad. And Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Yeah, that sounds a little disturbing.
That's it. Yeah, that sounds
Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Choose your character.
The only thing about this game that I really don't like is, I mean, well, I guess it's a good thing. I don't know what that time thing is. Oh, free rotation. So what they do is they rotate in different characters in the free rotation. Like Batman is now free to rotate in. Expert level. Experimental. You can do LeBron James now. I got Bugs and Shaggy. Those are the two that I had to grind and get.
So these are just characters from comic books and
Comic books, TV shows, like
TV shows that you
Arya.
can-
Arya, of course, is from Game of Thrones.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
Or is this the Water
Yes,
Dancer? Yeah.
We've been having fun picking up reruns because apparently there's this lovely thing called public domain, and I found out that a lot of classic movies or TV shows from the 60s are in the public domain. So we've been re-airing. I think we re-aired the first 3 episodes in the last 2 weeks of the Beverly Hillbillies. Whose Line Is It Anyway? And You Bet Your Life. And on this coming Thursday, I think it's going to be an early episode of I Love Lucy because she's in the public domain as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so you can grab these
So
things.
are those the ones that you're singing?
No, that's the lip sync competition. Lip sync is like songs that are just with Brian and that group, and those are usually classic songs from like either the 90s or 2000s or something along those lines. I'm trying to think because lately they've been doing. I need to send you the invitation for that because that's on Wednesday night, and it's been like it used to be a competition like 2-on-2, but lately it's been a group sing. So you can get as many as 9 or 10 singing whatever the song is, and all in that space. So I'm trying to remember what the group song was this week and everything. But yeah, they're trying to get as many people as possible to sing the group lip sync competition. I'm trying to remember what our song was. I guess I should go back to emails and I can tell you what our song was this time. I think Jahan would be a great competitor.
By the way, Mark, I should have tagged you in the post too, but just to let you know, one of the best albums of the year came out.
What album was that?
The what's it called? The one with Black Thought and Danger Mouse. Cheat Codes is what it's called.
Cheat Codes or Cheat Codes?
Cheat Code.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna get one of these. I really.
Because, I mean, that's that New York sound too. I don't know what Jahan, did you listen to it yet?
What? Chico?
Cheat Code. Yeah.
No, I really don't listen to music like that.
What? Boy, that album's great.
I mean, if I hear it, yeah, of course, I'm down for it.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Panzu said when I was naming those other ones that Prototype was tight. So apparently they did like Prototype.
Yeah, Prototype was fun. I mean, there was I can't remember the Xbox game that came out because Prototype was on the PlayStation, but I can't remember the Xbox game that came out that was just wide open world with throwing stuff. It was right before Halo came out.
Panzu also said the metaverse stuff is nothing new, and nobody really cares.
Match point. Red team.
Isn't the end for me.
I remember y'all talking about this other one that they have down on their list of bad TV shows, these bad video games, Resident Evil 6.
I mean, yeah.
And I'm sorry, Jacoby, something that's got putty in the name as a video game, it's already in trouble just by the name. So there's something called Putty Squad that also got some bad reviews.
I have no idea what I'm doing with this lady.
Match point. Blue team. Better than nothing.
You'll love this quote that is in this article on these games. It says, unfortunately, someone decided that this unbelievably niche game was worthy of a complete HD remake. So now gamers have Putty Squad, a game for seemingly nobody. The game's 38 Metacritic score only reinforces that maybe they should have called the game Putty Squad.
Second Life. I hadn't heard that name in a long time. Wow, it is Second Life. So Mark, Second Life was. Oh man, I didn't want to play LeBron James anyway. But Second Life, it was an online game. You could buy a house and everything else. It was interesting. It was an interesting game.
Jacoby and Jahan, they were asking a question on this article. It's like one of the last ones, but I do remember seeing GoFundMe's and Kickstarters for people that were trying to create video games, and it was actually talking about this thing called Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition, and apparently 664 people pledged 39,843 for the Kickstarter campaign to remaster Night Trap. But I was just wondering, in general, how effective are these crowdfunding sources in order to get your video game off the ground?
I mean, it depends. It really depends on the fan base, right? The fan base is so important. Because if this is something that they've been really looking forward to for a long period of time, and and they're just looking for somebody to do it, people would fund it to make sure that it gets off the ground running. Um, Crowdfunding is a weird place. I always wanted to do crowdfunding, but I have always been, not saying against it, but I just never wanted to put myself in the position to where I put something out there and it's not getting pledges, right? Like it is my fear of mine. Like it would. I have a weird way of like going about it. Like if I was to say, I have like projects that I want to work on, right? Like there's tons of projects I want to work on, and it's definitely one of those things where I definitely need participation from people to pledge to it. But I always will feel like no one would really take what I'm putting up there seriously. Like I really put self-doubt in my head to want to go on any of the pledging websites to showcase what type of projects that I want to work on. It's been very difficult to do that. Like I just don't want to put myself in that situation to be upset about it. I mean, you can't knock until you try, until you say, hey, give it a try. Don't be afraid to fail. If it, people don't see the vision, then it's like, it's fine. You just do what you can. But I always been afraid of that. I felt like it would really damage my mental as a person who likes to be creative, come up with ideas, and hopefully that people would also too would be interested in it. But I never got to a point where I talk about my ideas all the time. So if somebody were to, if I had like a whole bunch of people telling me, hey, if you were to do this and crowdfund it, I will pledge it. That's the only way I would do it. If I had a lot of people, because I do tell my projects, like I tell projects that people feel like I shouldn't be talking about it or tell anybody about what I do, but I do tell people a lot, and people are like, okay, cool, that sounds what's up. But if they're not telling me, hey, if you were to do a crowdfunding and I put money up on it, like I'll if you put it up, I put money on it. I rarely get that. So it's just like, I feel like if I'm talking to people personally that I know about my projects and they're not really excited about it, then I'm just like, why would anyone else would be excited about it?
So, I mean, well, two quick things. Padzu points out, which, I was super excited that he pointed it out because I was thinking the same thing, is that, and a lot of people misinterpret that it was Mortal Kombat that started the ESRB, which it wasn't. It was not Mortal Kombat at all. It was Night Trap. Night Trap came about. Night Trap was about, it was on the Sega CD, one of the first Sega CD games to be released. I actually had Night Trap. The whole thing with Night Trap is you're a security guard. You're guarding these individuals who are having a party, and you see these criminals. They're all in black outfits, and they're kidnapping teenagers. And that freaked a lot of people out. And that was really what got the ESRB going. But yeah, I remember even doing a paper about that way back when. But yeah, spot on that. But also in terms of the crowdfunding stuff is all based on it's the same thing. If you're a car salesman, and I hate to use car salesman because it gets a bad rap. You get the rinky-dink car salesmen that try and take advantage of it. But you got to have a good demo. And if you put a good demo, a good piece together, it's just like having a great business plan looking for investors that you do not know. It's a similar thing. So if you put that forward, and it's a great demo, you start pushing that information out there and you get press and buzz about it, crowdfunding will take off. I mean, there's two guys local here. We had Danny Quick on. We even have Morgan who comes on. And I am amazed by them. I applaud them to death. I love those two guys. Even Javon is the other individual that they have on their podcast, which happens tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Great dudes. Love them to death. They started a comic. Danny started what's called Ace Blade. Mm-hmm. Ace Blade is a comic book that he's been putting out for years now. They started another one called Lumberjacks. I mean, they do a phenomenal job with these comics too. Stories done well. The artwork is top notch, but they do crowdfunding. They've raised over $1 million on getting their crowdfunding stuff out there. and it's just about putting it out there and getting people excited about it.
Mhm.
And like Padsy's talking about, nobody cares about ideas. Well, if you don't push your idea and sound as excited about your idea as you do with your buddies and everybody else, nobody's going to care to jump in and give you money. And I mean, you have to sell what you're doing. For example, I'm probably not going to use crowdsourcing for the esports facility that's going to go in Durham, even though I could probably push information out there like that. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I want to get the investors behind it, because this is a bigger project than just a crowdsourcing thing. So it's like Mark had, there was a company that we had on last year or real early this year that did crowdsourcing on the game that they were putting out.
Right.
So there are a lot of companies that end up doing it, and some do well, some don't. It's just, if you sell it, you got to really push it, and you got to have a top-notch demo. You got to have a great explanation. I mean, it can be done. I mean,
speaking of selling and everything, and speaking of the selling concept, I was actually looking at another article, and y'all know John may not know this, but I've brought it up a couple times because I was cat sitting. I am a big fan of animals, big fan of pets and everything, and even wild animals. And apparently 2 of the hottest games right now have to do with animal life, because apparently one of the games is actually you get to play a cat. That's what it says. It says a new game where you play a cat. Yes, a cat has become the highest rated game of the year so far after being released in late July. I don't know what this game is. Maybe y'all know what it is. There's also a game that's out now where you get to hang out with a squirrel that apparently has a gun. So this apparently is something that is big out there as well, because they're talking about that it doesn't have the most original name. It's called Squirrel with a Gun. That's the name of the game.
So Squirrel with a Gun hasn't been released yet.
Squirrel that's what they said. They said it hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of hype. It looks actually pretty funny. Goat Simulator was one of the biggest ones that stayed around forever. There was the Goose game where you went and harassed people. But yeah, Stray right now is huge. Evidently, real cats, love watching Stray being played. So,
but that's the name of the game. It's Stray is the name of the cat's game. Wow.
Yep. But yeah, Stray is huge. I'm trying to remember there were a couple of games that got crowdsourced recently. Oh, I cannot remember.
Apparently somebody, if they released after they released Squirrels with a Gun, somebody is suggesting that they release Squirrel with a Knife after that. Okay. Hey, Utopia, I'd be kind of worried because, we got a lot of squirrels here in Durham. If the squirrels get a gun, there's a lot of people that could be in trouble.
Well, yeah. Although Rick and Morty did a whole thing on squirrels. Or it wasn't a whole thing, it was a short thing. Rick and Morty's my show. Such a great show.
And apparently Squid Game is getting ready to go expand globally. Because that was another article that I saw. That it said that Squid Game's director Hwang Dong-hyuk revealed that the concept of his mega hit survival game series could expand globally. So the South Korean director said he wanted to expand the Squid Game universe for possible international versions of that particular series. This is actually part of my intention from the outset, Wong told Deadline. I wrote the script in a way to hint that the Squid Game was happening in other parts of the world. So I guess Squid Games is going to start coming to the United States.
I mean, it's a big hit. It made a ton of money.
Yep. Apparently, it was also the first non-English language series nominated for an Emmy Award, and the first foreign language TV series to win multiple awards at the Screen Actors Guild Awards in February. I guess we are recognizing that this.
Hey, I was looking at
Go you saying, John?
No, no, I was saying I was looking at because I never knew I didn't know anything about Night Trap, so I was kind of looking on
Oh, you
YouTube right
didn't?
now. I didn't
Yeah.
know anything about it, honestly.
Like I said,
Well,
I
I mean,
had
what
that
is it
game.
about Night Trap that made it get of a rating? I'm just confused.
You're kidnapping kids from a party, and that was really it. Well, that plus there was a shower scene, if I remember, but not really anything major in the shower scene. It was just there. Ooh, you punched me in the head.
So Panzu said that Stray has a meow button and that there was something called Conker's Bad Fur Day. That was a whole game about a squirrel who drank too much and got lost on his way back home.
Yeah, I played that game.
You played that game?
Yeah, I did. Because so the funny thing, a reason why most people were actually playing it, to my understanding, because that was during the time of the multiplayer free for alls. They were so big back then. So when GoldenEye came out, it was huge, and then Perfect Dark happened, and then we were kind of like looking for the next new game, multiplayer game, and reason why people bought Conkers because it has a multiplayer game option mode, and it wasn't what we thought it would be, so people just kind of like didn't like it as much.
Match point. Blue team.
Oh, there's my pizza. I'll be right back.
Did you order a pizza, Mark?
I ordered a pizza. I'm hungry. Did I send one to you too?
This is funny
Yeah.
though, because I'm looking at this, and it screams Five Nights at Freddy's.
I mean, honestly, you could easily see where Five Nights at Freddy's was influenced by it.
It's just so random though. Like they just magically appearing at parts of the house,
Mhm.
and then it's like random people coming in to sneak
Still
in.
kids. Yep. I remember playing that game for a while. I mean,
Well, I'm trying to figure out how does this work. You have to your camera has to be at the precise point that these people are walking in. I'm confused.
Well, they were trapped,
Did you set off the traps?
so you had to. Yep, you had to.
It's because I'm trying to have an understanding of this game, and it's so weird. But whoever did this is a genius.
Yeah, that'll be dinner for today and tomorrow.
What'd you get on the pizza?
What did I get with the pizza? What I usually get: black olives, chicken, some pepperoni, a little bit of it's still Hawaiian, so it got the pineapple too. Yeah. The other thing that you mentioned about Stray is apparently the game is bringing benefits not just to the cats watching it, but also benefits to real cats because apparently this game is encouraging gamers to raise money for animal shelters and other cat-related charities. So apparently Stray is also helping the real cat by encouraging people to go give to real cats.
I'm getting beat up, Mark.
Oh, and apparently this tied into online fundraising too, because it says thanks to online fundraising platforms, gamers are playing Stray while streaming live for audiences to raise money for animal shelters and other cat-related charities. So Annapurna Interactive, the game's publisher, also promoted Stray by offering 2 cat rescue and adoption agencies copies of
This
the
game is so random.
raffled off and went out.
Sorry
at
about that.
New York Cat Cafe.
I mean, that was a Night Trap,
Splurging for supreme pizza tonight.
but that's
It's like how many
again,
guys are literally after this one? That's what I'm saying. It's like repetitive though. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Well, I mean, you would have to go from one side to the other, and one side to the other, or one camera to the next camera to the next camera, and keep flipping around.
So what game
And,
is this that you're playing right now?
Which game?
The one now with the jumping up and down character.
Oh, that was Bugs Bunny.
Oh, Bug Bunny. Okay. I didn't think it was. There we go. Oh, multiverse.
Choose your character.
Yep.
Shaggy.
You know the game that I hadn't played in forever though, Mark, is a basketball game. I've been playing everything else.
Oh, you get the basketball game that you used to play all the time.
Yeah, I used to play that all the time.
All the time.
That was my game.
You owned that game.
Still hadn't paid a cent on that game, but I still love playing it.
Mhm.
I mean, it's fun. I mean, until I guess, well, since now, that makes no sense. But but because they're releasing NBA 2K on the computer soon, and since I have the Xbox Game Pass, I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
Let me see what game we're going to play next. Play a different one.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to go and tap the cam and disappear, but I'll still be listening while I have at least a slicer.
Mark, you can go ahead and eat on TV.
Oh, that's true too.
Go ahead and eat. Go ahead and eat.
Hey,
Hey, Mark Shipman, what's up, man?
you said what's the character lineup? Looks fun.
Oh, on Multiverses.
Guess
So
that's what
right
you-
now they're supposed to have roughly about. Well, they only have a couple right now, but then they're supposed to add in like Rick and Morty. Somebody on Reddit tried to release a list, but I don't trust the list yet.
Mm-mm.
But there's a ton of characters on Multiverses. Well, supposedly once it officially gets released.
Gotcha.
See if I can pull up. Show Mark the characters.
I mean, that's where you
it's on
find the
Epic.
game.
Go to the Epic Game Store. That's the easiest place to find it. You can do it on the Steam, but you can also, if you have a console, be it Xbox or PC or Xbox or PlayStation, it's on both of their stores as well. But yeah, Multiverses is pretty fun. I mean, you can sit here and grind all day playing this game. And plus, I mean, you can, if you got kids, you can play with kids because it's not super violent. So it's like your Brawlhalla and your Smash Brothers. So I mean, it's a good game. But right now, this is the character list that they have, which you got Shaggy, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Taz. You got Iron Giant, which I love Iron Giant. Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun.
Who's that character from that had the band? Because I saw her character on there too.
Had the band?
From Archie. Wasn't that the girl from Archie?
Velma?
Yeah, isn't she from Archie?
No, she's from Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, that's right.
You mean Velma?
Yeah. Velma's a beast.
Yeah, I heard she's
Velma.
really good team comp wise. She's a
Man.
healer, right? Something like that, or support.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's support.
Mm-hmm.
But if she starts cussing you out, because you'll see the words, she'll fuss you out and examine you, and it takes your energy, and then she sends out a taxi. That taxi's horrible. Man, I can't. Yeah, Padzu, she's tough. She's tough. Harley Quinn isn't. I mean, Harley Quinn's okay. I haven't tried Steven Universe yet. I do like Garnet. She's fun.
How many of the characters have you tried?
The ones with number. The one. So I've played Shaggy, Wonder Woman. I haven't tried Batman. Tried Superman. Garnet I played. Rendog I've tried. Support, supposedly good support. Finn is, I like playing with Finn, but I got to unlock Finn because he's in that seasonal rotation.
What was Rendog from?
Where is Rendog from? Player First Games.
So not from a comic book.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you said Rendog is original.
Oh yeah. Then you got Bugs. Arya I just tried. I haven't tried LeBron, Tom and Jerry because they have. I haven't tried Tom and Jerry because it hadn't been unlocked yet. Harley Quinn, I didn't get to play, but I played against. But that's a 7 of 17. I don't know what that is. But yeah, Shaggy's my man. I like playing with Shaggy.
And they're continuously adding characters to the collection.
So they're releasing they're going to release characters in the season patches and stuff like that. So they have a whole list that they're working off of, and they're just going to release those. Not sure when they're going to release them. Hopefully soon, because I do want some more characters. And I mean, if you get the Smash style that I have, about 40 characters,
right?
That'd be okay. Or even Street Fighter. Street Fighter has what, 20 something?
Maybe they can bring Flash as a character. I like Flash or Green Hornet.
I mean, if they bring Ezra Miller as the character of Flash, he might kill people.
True.
The other game that got released that I was really excited about was 2 Point Campus, but that's similar to 2 Point Hospital. 2 Point Hospital is fun. 2 Point Campus is pretty fun. I can't let you choose Kara's characters and go from there. Oh yeah, I don't know if Padzu's seen Freestyle Street Basketball. I'll show him. Hadn't played it forever. Usually play it once in a while. But it's a fun game. It's just really a fun game.
There's something called Sudden Event.
Huh?
This is Sudden Event.
So all free-to-play games try and make their money by getting you to spend money.
Right.
So all these extra events that they have,
or ways to lure you in.
Yeah. I was seeing if Danny was available to talk about crowdfunding. Because they did a good job with theirs.
You would just send them a Facebook message.
Yeah. Yes, it is taking a little while. But since I guess hockey season is around the corner, I could do baseball. We'll show baseball too.
Don't remember baseball.
Different.
I remember that we won. Probably not. The Brewers, my other baseball team.
Oh yeah.
We were a game and a half back, but I didn't have to see what we did with the Dodgers. It was a hard game to beat.
So this game here, it's called Slapshot Rebound. And honestly, Jahan, this is a game that I think you'd have fun playing too. But this game, it's an online. There are 128 players in the shared playlist right now. Oh, nice. I suck at this game, so I always do the practice.
What is this?
Slapshot Rebound. It's cute. I love this game. It's a fun game. I mean, if you don't want to pay all the money, just play this. Oh, there it is. Where you going? Give me that. Give me the puck. Give me the puck. Give me it. Yeah. But yeah.
When does the season start? Next month, September? That's another long. Preseason starts next month in September.
Yeah.
Because that's another long season. Kind of like baseball. It does last a while.
Get it out there. Get it out there. Did he get it? Did he get it? But see, that's all it is. It's just a little cutesy little hockey game. I'm number 13. Ooh, nice.
What's your favorite soccer and or lacrosse game? Because I know there's got to be a game for both of those, and or track or field.
Well, track. Ooh, you made it from where over there?
Me?
Stinker. Oh, I don't know what I just pushed. I didn't mean to do that. As a replay. But yeah, that's a fun game. I don't really. I mean, FIFA soccer, of course.
Right.
Track and field was way back when with the Nintendo with track and field.
Right.
Jahan, this is the game that you got to get on for baseball. If it lets me log in.
What, Slap Shot?
No, that's for hockey. That's a fun one. I mean, it's a good pass the time game, but no, this
What's the other one?
Super Mega Baseball 3.
Oh, wow. Super Mega.
I mean, rather than playing the MLB The Show, which it's MLB The Show is a good game, but if you don't want to play, I mean, if you got like the Game Pass or whatever, you don't want to pay all that money. Oh man,
I asked earlier, but is there a game on the video game space for lacrosse? Because I do see that and rugby are growing sports now.
Rugby and yeah, there are a ton of games for rugby and lacrosse. I mean, again, there's a game for everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a power washing game. There's there's games about mowing the lawn.
Not the power washing game.
So yeah, there are games for any and everything.
You too could be a power washer.
Do an exhibition match. All right, they got poor defense. I like that.
You said they have a poor defense.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick a team that I might have a chance with.
Are you trying to say you don't have that good of a record with these games?
Not with this one. I mean, they you gonna do the Sharks.
You're gonna play the San Jose Sharks.
Oh, did I do? Oh no, we're not playing with DH. All right, let's do this.
All right.
6 innings, exhibition game, solo. My defense is high. My power is okay. All right, here we go. See, it's a good little baseball game. It's you know, Patsy, you really played that power washing game?
Here's what he says.
Oh, at top one, I got a pitch. Look at that beard. Look at that beard. Look at that chin strap beard, boo.
You're pitching first?
Yep.
Oh,
Got him on the
nice.
strike.
Yep. Well,
What are we gonna do? Do a change up. No.
did they get a run? No, you got out. Pansy
Got
just
him.
admitted that he played the game for 5 hours. He said, I played it with a buddy. We wanted to try for a little bit, and then we noticed we've been on that shit for 5+ hours.
I could not play that game.
He said, just power washing and talking about random crap.
You better get that. Better get that at first base.
Two down. One more to go.
2 down. Look at there. Let's hit him with a slider.
So you pick
Football.
the pitches?
Yeah, you get to pick the pitches. Oh, you bum.
Got him.
He almost missed that.
Panzu said that he did not think he would like it, but it was satisfying his heck.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that power washing game. All right, let's get this. Give me that.
Oh, you're first one.
Long out. Long out. Son of
I thought your person was gonna be a homer.
We'll let that fly. Let that fly. We got this one.
Nope, hide.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, two. It's gonna be a full count. Yep, full count.
Strike three.
Oh, he got me. He got me. Son of a gun.
The catcher, Junior Young Senior.
This is you, Mark.
I see that.
Oh, that was a horrible swing. I shouldn't have swung at that one.
Why'd you have me swing out?
Let me see if I can get Danny on.
Mm-hmm.
The shortstop, Ben Jackson.
Look at that face. All right, we're gonna catch him with something.
Low and inside called curveball.
Throw that little slider. Drop it. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Whoo. Whoo.
Low.
All right, catch him with the change up on this one.
Nice one.
I almost
You
messed
know-
that one up and lost
Yeah,
that one.
you almost lost that one.
And see, look at that. His mojo is sitting there. Oh, we're gonna try this fork ball. See if I can get this to work right.
Ball low.
That dropped way too low.
What pitch were you trying?
The fork ball.
The fork ball.
That's down.
Oh, come on, that was in.
Not what the umpire says. That one was in.
Yeah, the umpire. I'm gonna have to run down there and talk to the umpire.
Right.
Got him again. All right, let's see what we can do here.
All four were fork balls?
No, I caught him with the 2 finger and the 4 finger.
Okay.
Right.
Danny's in
Got
the
him.
room.
There go Danny right there.
Just look.
Danny, what's going on, man?
Tove, what's happening? Jacoby, man, it's good to see y'all. What y'all playing?
Good to see you too. This is doggone it.
It's one of them baseball games. You just said that.
Yeah.
Did you say it was like Super Baseball or something?
Yeah. Oh, Super Mega Baseball. Super
Terrible.
Mega Baseball 3.
Terrible. I'm gonna need you to know the name of the game that you're playing, at least.
You know, I just play the game.
Yeah.
And you know we're getting old. We can't remember them things.
Hey, as long as it's fun, it don't matter. It don't even matter.
Exactly. But
You know good and well Jacoby's got early timers.
Early
yeah.
time.
Early timers.
That's a mess.
I'm gonna strike this man out though. I'm down in the count. Oh, but yeah, Danny, we were talking about crowdsourcing, and yeah, I told him how you and Morgan, and Javon did just a phenomenal job with that stuff.
I appreciate it, man. It's definitely helpful. Thing on Kickstarters and other kind of crowdsourcing. It's definitely helpful to get us started on these projects because I got 4 kids, so yeah, if I can get some support outside of the 9-to-5 job, I'm gonna take it. So
How were you guys? Because how much did you guys end up raising? Wasn't it like $1 million or something like that? Yeah.
That's hilarious. No,
Danny's like, I wish.
I want to say to date we've raised almost 45,000, something like that. Between each project. So like the first Ace Blade, we only raised 5,000, something like that. But the last one that we did, we raised 11,000 or something like that. And then Lumberjacks did almost 11. So we're getting a little better and better each time. But we ain't hit them huge numbers yet. That's that's them celebrity numbers. That's that what you call them, that Keanu Reeves numbers. We ain't got there yet.
Panzu, one of our regular listeners, said 40K, a million. What's the difference?
What's the difference? It's the same ballpark, just about.
It's only a number. It's only a number. It's no big deal.
Only a number.
So how did you find success in doing that? Because some people will put it up and doesn't really go anywhere.
Oh man, it's a lot of different things, man. I think it's so we have different strengths on our team. Like me and Morgan. Morgan is really good when it comes to like talking like topical, political, stuff that's happening right now. So he can, and he's really more of the community-based guy. He's out there in Durham where you are. So he's all about, going out and get the physical people.
Right.
Whereas me, I'm more of a social media, search engine optimization, analytical type guy. So I don't mind putting my face on social media, posting every day and being consistent there. So, and then Wally and Javon, they're the artists. So they, they know how to reach the people who like the things that we like to do, especially online. They already have followers who are following them. So, it's really just a team effort, man. It's really like I do what comes natural to me, and Morgan does what comes natural to him, and we all just try to help each other out. And that's somebody said something to me once that made a bunch of sense. They were like, when it comes to crowdfunding, if you can get the crowd, the funding will come. So like, don't worry about, we try not to worry about the money first. We try to worry about, finding the right people. So if we find the right people who care about the things that we do, they'll support us. So that's been true so far for us. So, we just try to stay consistent and try to put out stuff that people like, really.
Hey, Danny, one of the things I've noticed, I just wondering your thoughts about this, is how often, whether it's in the gaming space or just found crowdfunding in general, people almost set themselves up for a fall because they set the goal too high. It sounds to me like y'all already had a plan and an idea of what y'all wanted, and you didn't want to set that goal too high. We were teasing earlier about that million, but it looked like y'all had a reasonable goal that you wanted to go for, and I'd love to know how important you felt that was to have that kind of goal.
Yeah, that absolutely. I am a stern believer in ask for as little as you. My mom and dad, they kind of raised me to do as much as I can do myself before asking for help. So if when it comes to the comic books, I'm not an artist, but I am a graphic designer by trade. I went to school for graphic design. I work as a graphic designer for the Department of Veterans Affairs. So I can do logos, I can do page layouts, I can do lettering and all of that good stuff. I can do myself. I don't have to pay anybody for that stuff. So all of the stuff that I can do myself, I'm going to do myself. So that brings my budget way down for the art that I need, the ads that I need to run, all of that stuff. So yeah, and I don't want to. I'm not the type of person to ask for more just to have it. So if I only need $3,000 to get the book made, then to me, if we get that $3,000 in pre-sales or T-shirt sales or whatever, then to me the book is profitable at that point. So everything from there is up. So now that the book is out, whenever I can sell them at conventions or people come to our shop and sell them, or we sell them online, it's whatever we profit from the book is profit for us. So that's really my starting goal, is just to make the books profitable, and then from there, it's up to God at that point. I did my part. Everything else is up to the higher powers.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do you think it's easier to do the crowdfunding and to also get some of those auxiliary products when they're coming from that creative space, whether it's a comic book or a video game? Because it seems to me that those would just be natural images. You mentioned your graphic design background and others that are part of your team's background, and it just seems to me that if you already got characters, that's just something naturally easy to throw on a cup, unlike a logo that some people might not even know what the logo means and everything. So just wondering if it's easier for you because you already have creative product that can go on the back of a shirt, or can go on a pen, or can go on a cup or a mug or something like that.
I think it's a combination of things. I think it's So our approach is to make the logos mean something,
Right.
but in order to make the logos mean something, you have to give them a story that goes with that, right? So if I say, hey, I wish I had my hat on me, but so this Ace Blade logo, this little A right here, it's like it means nothing to you right now, but if you read the stories and you understand that Ace Blade is all about um, people over money and sacrificing for the greater good, then that logo begins to mean something to you. So in the long term, we have to do what Nike's been doing for 75 years, what Apple has been doing for 50 years. We got to build that into our branding. We can't just expect people to know what it means when we show it to them. We have to tell them what it means and keep telling them and keep being consistent. So I do think that that's easier when it comes to comic books because there's already a built-in fan base. You already know what superheroes are. You know good versus evil. Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, and all of the above. So it does give you a little head start when it comes to branding, but you still have to um, Wonder Woman's symbol doesn't mean the same thing as Batman's. When you see Batman, you think of a different type of hero than you think of Wonder Woman. So you still have to put in the work, and it's still, kind of about that consistency for us. And I think if we're able to do that, then maybe we'll get to that point.
Yeah, that would be great and everything. You mentioned Wonder Woman. The only thing about Wonder Woman is I'm still in that single space even at 60, and I'm not trying to meet any woman that's got that truth rope because that truth rope sounded too dangerous because it's no telling what truth they may get from you that you don't want to tell them.
That's the most dangerous weapon in comics right there. That lasso of truth is dangerous.
That lasso of truth is no joke.
That's hilarious. Oh, which team are you, Jatovi? Are you the white team or the other team?
The Sharks on the white team.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because
What's the score? I lost track of the score.
Oh man, just 1-0 right now.
1-0.
Your way or the other team's way?
He's up one. He's up one. That's what I was looking at. I was like, I can't be on here and you getting beat. On the.
I was getting beaten multiverses. Are you playing that yet?
No, man, I haven't. My son is the one that is taking over the games for me, man. I haven't had much time to play anything except for a bunch of mobile stuff. Like I play Clash of Clans and Plants vs. Zombie Heroes more than I play anything. And then this the Oculus game. There's this Oculus game called Population 1. And
I've been wanting to play that.
Man, it's so good. I like it.
Really?
I like it so much. But my son, like I picked it up. I played it for about 5 hours when I first downloaded it just to get the hang of it. But my son put it on and he picked it up so quick. Like he's so much better than me already. He's like 10, but he picked it up and just got it right off the bat. So I'm thinking about getting another headset so we can play together. But that's really a fun game. That's like the most recent thing that I've played.
Did you get super hot on the Oculus?
It doesn't bother me as much.
No. I'm talking about the game Super Hot.
Oh no.
Oh,
what is
Super
that?
Hot? So Super Hot's one of my favorites on the Oculus because it's a puzzle game, and it's set where if you move, everything else moves. If you stand still, everything else is still.
Okay.
And it places you in different scenes. And in those scenes, it could be, like a helicopter could be in a still helicopter would be up top. And there are people, the actual people that you see are like red crystals. So you don't really see an actual person or whatever. So you have the red crystal guys shooting at you from the helicopter. You have people down at the bottom, maybe chasing after you or running towards you. But you either pick up a gun, hatchet, whatever, and you have to figure out how to make it out of that scene alive with taking out everybody. And again, if you move, everything moves. If you stand still, nothing's moving. And you'll sit there and you'll see, okay, and you can't move your head. As soon as your head moves, that's when stuff moves. So you'll sit there and look around the room and you see a bottle. So you think, okay, if I grab that bottle, then I can maybe reach around and hit somebody over here, and then possibly I can grab that gun and shoot at the sky. I mean, it is so much fun.
I might have to check it out. I really like the Oculus. I think you were the one who I want to say you were hosting an event, a gaming event, and that was the first time I put on the Oculus. You had the guy out there with the Beat Saber demo.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that was the first time I ever put the Oculus on. And I got Beat Saber. That was like the first game that I downloaded on it.
Really?
I smashed the kids in Beat Saber though. Like they don't want me on Beat Saber, man. Like that's the one that I can still dominate in, but they getting pretty good at it too.
Hey, Danny, just out of curiosity, because I don't have an Oculus setup, but I have my two nephews that actually have an Oculus set for both of them, and they seem to be drawn to different games. And you said you got 4 kids, and it sounds like some of the games y'all are playing together because y'all have all developed an interest in whatever those games were. But I was wondering how different the personalities are and how much your family dynamics change with the game. I don't think my nephews hardly play the same game. Like I got one that's into Roadblocks. I got another one that's more into like some of the chasing games and things along those lines. So as one that is been in the Oculus space, I just wanted to know how you have been observing your own dynamics.
Yeah, the kids are so it's crazy how like I said, we got 4 children, and they all have like, even though they both have all got the same parents, they all live in the same house, they all eat the same food. They're so different, right? So my oldest daughter, she's so into puzzle games. Like she'll sit and play. It's like it's not an escape room game, but it's like one of them puzzle games. Well, kind of like what Jatovi was talking about, where you got to find, if I find 3 keys or if I find 3 crystals, I can unlock this and whatever. So she likes those detailed oriented games, where as me and DJ, we're more of the fast paced action, action shooter games. But we can all get together and play Mario Party. Like we'll all just sit and play Mario Party for like hours. But then when their cousins come over, they want to play Fortnite. Like so it's it really just depends on who's here and if they're by themselves or if they're with the family, they don't really mind. All of them can play, the family games, the family type stuff. But they all kind of have their own different things that they like to play when they're on their own. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. Like I said, the last time I was with him, it was actually at a sad moment because it was actually my celebration of life for my uncle who had passed not that long ago and everything. But the time before that, it was interesting watching him on those Oculus sets. Particularly, I think it was the older one. I think it was Julius, not Langston. But that being said, sometimes I do wonder if our society isn't getting to this point where some of the kids are getting so attached to the games and the fun of the games that I do sometimes go like, hey, can you come over here and holler at Uncle Mark for a minute and put the game down for 1 minute and everything, because they do seem to get so wrapped up in it. But I'm not going to stop fun as well.
I had to get on my middle daughter. They got this game on their phone called Genshin Impact.
I just got my daughter hooked on that.
Oh my goodness. They got this game and they will sit here, like I'll come home from work and they're sitting here in a corner, just on the phone, just sitting here looking down. They won't speak. They don't speak. They don't know that I got home. They don't know if the house is burning down. They don't know what's going on. Because this game, Genshin Impact, and I refuse to play it. They've asked me to play it several times, but I refuse. Because that's how they got me hooked on Plants vs. Zombie Heroes. Is they were like, oh, Dad, you got to play this game. And now it's been on my phone for 3 years. Like, I won't delete the game because I love the game so much. So I'm like, y'all not getting me hooked on something else. I refuse.
You hadn't played it, though?
I will not. I refuse to play it. I'm not playing it.
I mean, it goes from, so I just got my daughter hooked on it too because I downloaded it. You can play it with the kids.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I mean, it's cross-platform. It's it's a
you can't guess it.
That's what they tell me. That's what they tell me. Genshin Impact. They all playing. They all got different characters and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, yo, I can't. Listen, because I'll be at work trying to play the game, and I know better. I know myself well enough to know. The last game you play, the Horizon game, New Dawn.
Yeah,
for PlayStation.
not the one for the PS5 though. I hadn't played
No,
that one.
for the one that came out for PS4.
Yep.
Man, I tell you, when it first came out, you know, I was heavy in games at the time. That was the one game that me and my son would stay up till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, just sitting there playing the game, and then not realize, yo, I gotta go to work in a couple of hours. I can't be sitting here playing this game until 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing I gotta be to work at 7. And my son, he gotta go to school, so I'm I'm messing him up, not messing his sleep schedule up, because I'm out here trying to kill robotic dinosaurs. Man, that game
Chasing
was
after
so
chasing after that Thunderjaw.
chasing after the Thunderjaw.
But
Bruh,
it doesn't
I'm like-
matter. It doesn't matter. It can be video games. It can be TV. It can be whatever. Because I know that. Well, I've been in good books. I've been in good phone conversations, and I've definitely watched reruns of good and bad TV shows like Law and Order and Criminal Minds. And sometimes you just sit there and you go start watching it, or you start playing it, and then you look at the clock and it's like, oh, shucks, it's 4 o'clock. I'm supposed to be up at 7 or 8.
Exactly. But you know, that's all part of the fun of it. But anyways, I gotta get out of here. Let me get on in the bed. Is this Genshin Impact?
This
Yeah.
Genshin Impact.
Bruh, stop it. See, this the problem right here. What are you playing? What are you playing it on? You playing it on PC?
Yeah, it is on PC.
Oh man, come on now.
Like I said, it's
You about to do what his own daughters couldn't do. Get him to play the game. He's gonna be up there playing it tomorrow.
Because if I see, I didn't know I can get it on the MacBook. If I can put it on the MacBook, that's different.
Yeah, you can.
Blade.
It's on everything right now.
I might have to look into it because
I
it
mean,
looks a
I
lot.
just-
It looks a lot
So
better.
I
on the
had
screen.
downloaded it a long time ago, and you know, I got so many other games that I've been playing, and I'll jump back and forth just because it's a beautiful game. I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Got the
it's definitely a
landscapes.
beautiful game, and it reminds me of Zelda, of course, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It definitely has that Zelda look. Just
So-
out of curiosity, because I'm not a video game player, I will sometimes do my other kind of games on computers,
Yeah, they
including
do.
some of those trivia games. The three of you, how many games do you think y'all average in a day playing and everything? So just out of curiosity, like Jacoby, I'm thinking you probably play what, 15, 12 different games a day?
A day? I don't know. Not many. Not 12 different games a day.
7
I know.
or 8?
I know. I got 3.
You got at least 3 that you play a day?
I know. I
Three
got
different
3 that I play every day. 3 games that I play every day.
Though I've got to say, you
See what I'm
surprised
saying?
What
This
about
is
you, John?
perfect, Dan.
there. Thanks for the backup.
Of course, you get some neat stuff on the computer
Now that you
Yeah.
mention it,
compared to on the phone, but it still plays roughly about the same on the phone. You just got different buttons, and then on the Mac, yeah,
I should have stayed in the bed. I should have just stayed in the bed and I got on here. 'Cause now I'm gonna
Hey.
download the game on the MacBook.
I need to get. We got to get the kids playing it together. I'm gonna send Layla some more people to play with besides me.
Absolutely.
Fancy said he's installed it twice, but hasn't booted it up once and everything.
to set up
You know, that's
pins.
the way I've been
That's
with.
probably good. Don't boot it up. See, because
Exactly.
that's
It's
something
more
you get
normal
addicted
for
to. But anyway, let me go on to bed. I appreciate y'all.
All right, Danny.
Appreciate you as well, Danny. Good conversation. Hey,
All right.
Jacoby, along those same lines, because I know that there is not so much a game, but there is a tool that I downloaded and like years ago, but I never got it to work on the computer, even though Brian and them that are on LinkedIn are very good with Snapcam and everything. So I've got Snapcam on this computer, but since I've never figured out how to make Snapcam work, I don't really use it, even though it's technically on the computer. So sometimes if it doesn't work, that can be a benefit because I have not got addicted to it because I haven't got it to work.
I mean, the way you have to of course, you have to load your camera into the Snapcam, and then when you want to put it on here, for example, then you have to have your camera source your camera source has to be selected as the Snapcam camera.
Right.
You just got to have it running in the background.
And I think it's because of that running in the background, which can draw out some of your computer and everything, is the reason that because I'm doing so much other stuff with the network and other stuff, that it wasn't going to be too much of a potential sacrificial tool and everything. So it might destroy too much. It was already going well. So therefore, I wasn't going to give myself the headache.
I mean, it all depends on, let me open this chest. It all depends on, because it doesn't take that many resources on your computer. So it's not going to destroy that much.
Cool. Well, I may go explore it again, maybe deinstall it and reinstall it, kind of like what Panzu said he did with this particular game. We'll decide about that later.
Well, yeah, this game is, like I said, this game is definitely, it just like any other free game, again, it can be a money grab. If you decide, hey, I want all the cool stuff, yeah, it can be a money grab. But if you just go out there and play it just to have fun and play the game, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with doing that, or there's no real reason not to. I don't know if I want to go in the temple yet. I got to keep heading that way. Okay. But yeah, it's just like any other free to play game. It's gonna. Hey, I want to get that wool, the fox.
By the way, did you just quit your baseball game, or did you just forfeit your baseball game?
Well, I was winning 2-0, so I wanted to show Danny the Genshin Impact, because it's a good. It is a good game. It really is. I can't.
It's a good game because it's easy to learn. It's not like Final Fantasy 14. 14 people get lost because it's such a slow paced game.
Yeah,
it's very fast paced.
This is more like Zelda,
right?
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's more like it's open world. You know, the whole open world really started with Final Fantasy, really.
No, it started with Grand Theft.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto really pushed out open world stuff.
I can see that.
Final Fantasy wasn't open world because it had the maps that it gave you. You had to go in particular areas. You couldn't go everywhere. Grand Theft Auto, you could go everywhere. It didn't matter. It gave you a certain section in Vice City, for example. You would open up different sections, but it was full blown open world. But yeah, Final Fantasy was great. Like Final Fantasy VII was still one of my favorites of all time. But I mean, it still had that pattern. You couldn't go into certain parts of the buildings and stuff like that.
I see. Welcome to I'm Liz.
But yeah, this is a beautiful game. This is why a good open world. It's a very pleasant game.
Oh yeah, the scenery is lovely.
And you were talking about the cell shading stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a
example of that.
It kind of. It's in that vein, but it's. I mean, they kept the anime feel to it, so.
It's good to have someone to practice. There are some mushrooms and meat in the barrel over there. Try making a chicken mushroom stew.
Oh, I gotta get some chicken mushrooms.
Not the chicken mushrooms. You know you don't want that chicken.
Well, I mean, I don't feel like cooking right now.
Go get the chicken mushrooms.
What's over here? Let's cook this up. Ooh, I pushed the wrong button.
Did you press the wrong button?
No, I was thinking of perfect. Let's make a steak.
Steak.
So you can cook manually. Made myself a steak.
Delicious.
And then let's do the chicken skewers.
That sounds good.
See, this is the fun stuff you can do in the middle of the night, Mark. Make you some chicken skewers.
Make some chicken skewers in between watching Law and Order and whatever else is on the TV at that time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. How many am I supposed to cook? Close out of this. Talk to Lynn. What you got for me, Lynn?
You got somebody else that you're talking to?
Let me try.
So now you go back. This is what an RPG is. I mean, you go and talk to different people. You live in a separate world. This is the metaverse in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now that's really tasty.
see, and then they're talking. You hear what they're saying.
With your culinary skills, you should try more difficult dishes. Oh, I've got some raw ingredients in my bag. Have them in return for this meal.
Can we really have them? Won't you run out of ingredients?
That's okay. You should be able to find lots of ingredients when exploring the wilderness. Don't forget to look carefully. There's also a restaurant in Mondstadt known as Good Hunter that sells food and ingredients. Go have a look when you've got the time.
Okay, thank you for the info. Hey, leave some chicken mushroom skewers for Paimon.
Even for who?
Paimon. That's your partner with you.
Yeah.
Whoop. So I could switch to this other girl that I also have, and I could probably shoot birds and get the other stuff. Then there's little Timmy. What's Timmy gonna tell us? I keep scaring the pigeons away. I know. They'll come back. Just like Daddy.
All of the love.
I think Timmy has some daddy issues right now. But yeah, this is Genshin Impact, Mark. Big game. Ooh, what's this?
Good better, very yellow. So that you can say that.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to tell you what the song was.
See it now. You get to learn more about the place that you go to. But you go to different towns. It's a huge open world area, and you just keep going around everywhere. You're going on different missions.
To this segment of the show.
What in the world?
I was trying to find out the song for that we were singing. Did you ask me that earlier? For because it was one of them classic '80s type songs.
Travelers
Oh Lord!
of the Knights of
I don't remember what the song was.
That this week's song.
having to camp
I think
outdoors.
that we decided together. That this week's song
Don't look too cheery.
in honor of another gone too soon Olivia
What in the
Newton-John.
world, Mark?
It was Olivia Newton-John. Let's Get Physical. That's what the song that we sang was.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember the name of the song, but yes, the song for the lip sync competition this time was "Let's Get Physical."
Defender of Mondstadt. With Gina
Okay.
outside,
Yeah,
surely
that's what kind of songs they were singing. So yeah, this week it was "Let's Get Physical." It wasn't that many people this time. I think it was only 6. But the week before that, it was probably close to like about 10 or 15 people. I think that was another classic song as well and everything. So I'm trying to remember what that one was.
Take you
Too.
guys
That
to
was
the
a
Knights
crazy
of
song.
Onius headquarters. I have a present for you, traveler. It's
But
a
yeah,
little
let's get physical. We were all remembering Olivia and singing "Let's Get Physical."
Why doesn't Paimon get overboard?
I just noticed it's 11:30.
Useless.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's about that time to wrap things up and all of that because I meant to tell you that earlier, but we were
Yep.
enjoying conversation and everything. So you're the boss. So I was like,
I'm the boss. No, you the boss. You the boss, Mark. You make the big money.
No, I wish. I'm trying to make the money like you make.
No, I won't be like you, Mark. I'm trying to be like you.
I'm trying to be a star like you because you want to make all the money.
Open the quest menu. What's going on? Navigate. Okay. Oh. All right. I guess we'll close the show down.
You gonna close the show down?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close the show down because it's time for everybody to get some sleep.
Sleep is a good thing. We do like sleep.
We sure do.
All right, so I'll go ahead and Padzu, we're gonna play some Genshin Impact one of these days. But I guess I'll go ahead and hit the closing sign.
Hit the closing sign.
All right, you ready for it, Mark?
I'm ready for it. Hit the closing sign.
See everybody next. What are we doing it next Monday?
Next Monday. Mondays work for me. They work for everybody else.
Next Monday it is.
Next Monday.
All right.